What's up? You're watching Cheap Seats. I'm Riley. That's Graydon. And today we're predicting every Week 10 game in the NFL.
Football, baby.
Yeah, and it's been a tough week.
Yeah.
We lost the big game.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
By a lot.
And we're going to be facing the consequences of that for at least 4 years.
Yeah, which is different than football games. Usually you can get them next week.
Right.
But
yeah.
this not.
There's no election next week.
We could get them next week.
What do you mean?
Okay, let's talk sports.
Talk sports?
Yeah, let's do the sports talk.
Yeah. There are
right.
2 undefeated teams left, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
9-0, baby. Only undefeated team in the NBA.
Come on, Kenny Atkinson. Come on, Darius Garland. Look at this.
We're going 98-0.
I think so too. Yeah. First team to do that, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
At least in the TV era.
Right.
Yeah, you never know what happened before.
Yeah.
Because you can't really to prove it.
We have new merch on Cope's website, including this jacket. I just got the sample in of it. Look at this. Look at the back of this. Huh? That's embroidered.
That's clean.
And a lot of you guys don't know this, but I did this illustration of Graydon's beloved Acura.
An Acura TL, baby. 2002.
He no longer has, but he loves that car more than, 3 of your family members?
4.
4 of your family.
All of them,
yeah.
really.
Okay.
All of my nuclear family I like less than that car. I did. Like,
who's the 4th one?
Yeah, you've never met him.
Yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've really met that guy either. All right, let's get into Thursday night football. It's a big one. It's a good one. AFC North matchup. Bengals going into Baltimore. Bengals need this one. Get to 500.
Yeah, this could be a season changer for them.
Absolutely.
If they get to 5-5, this makes the division race tighter. Pittsburgh's still sitting on top of that division.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow's been playing out of his mind this year, is on pace for like 4,040.
Yeah, he's an MVP candidate, but you can't win MVP at 500. You got to start winning games.
Yep.
So.
And winning tough ones on the road here. And their defense has been atrocious. They're fresh off of giving up 24 points to the Raiders. I know one of the Ravens' losses earlier in the year was to the Ravens.
No. It kind of was to the Ravens, but it was against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's been a weird, pesky team for the AFC North. But either way, both these teams' defenses are struggling.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens defense, pass defense specifically, is one of the worst in the league, and that's what the Bengals are really, really good at.
Yes.
I do think T. Higgins is doubtful for this game, which changes things. And Jamar Chase, obviously a huge weapon all the time. And Mike Gesicki is playing great ball. I picked him up in fantasy this week.
Yeah, him and Joe have like a real love affair going right now.
Yeah, I heard that.
Gesicki hit that gritty too last week. Mm-hmm. It was bad.
It was bad?
Oh, it looked awful.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was surprised how good it looked. You know what I mean?
It looked stiff.
It was weird that it was his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah.
He's good for like 100 yards a game.
Right.
But he's just not getting touchdowns until last week. So
this is a real like enticing, give me the underdog on the road kind of game because they're rivals. You know, the Browns beat the Ravens earlier this year. This division can beat everyone in there all the time, but I am going with the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar gives Burrow the business. He usually beats him, and so I think this is kind of like a test. This is a Joe Burrow test. Like the Bengals season, vibes-wise, hinges on getting this win, and I don't think they're going to get it.
I don't think so either.
I think the Ravens have them figured out enough and can attack in a lot of different ways that I don't think the Bengals are going to be able to handle. I expect the Bengals to come out and perform offensively. I just don't think they're going to be able to hold the Ravens to, I don't think they're going to be able to hold them to 30 points. And I don't know that the Bengals can go out there and score 35 or 40.
Yeah, so I see Bengals' route to victory being get the early lead, kind of take Derrick Henry out of this game, and then make Lamar beat you, which obviously he can. But if this is like 7-7, 14-10, 21-17. Like if it's a back and forth game like that, Derrick Henry's going to end up kind of milking it away here in the second half. So Bengals need like a special teams touchdown, an early turnover, or just like a crazy Trey Hendrickson like defensive performance off the rip, and they need to get up like 14-3.
Or 2 Justin Tucker missed field goals, which has been you can kind of count on that right now. So I'm going to take the Ravens, but I think this is going to be I could see it going either way.
Yeah, I'll take it by a slimmer margin than 6.
Yeah. All right, next.
Big game.
This one's in Germany?
Big game alert.
Yeah.
Xavier Legette doesn't know what to eat. over there because he's allergic to some stuff. He is just the pride and joy, kind of the light in the living room of the NFL right now.
Totally.
You can watch. Did you see him dress up as Woody and go to the children's hospital?
I did not.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is just beautiful. Please go watch that video. Regardless, I won't be watching this game. I'll be watching Xavier Legette post-game interview, of course.
He needs a podcast.
God,
you know what I mean? I want to see. He's got to go on Theo Von.
Yes.
And I know not to, Theo Von was brought up on stage at Trump's acceptance speech, which is it's messed up. But I still think Theo Von and Xavier Legette sitting together would be just an amazing podcast.
Malik Neighbors causing some drama in New York.
Yeah.
Kind of behaving along the lines of Odell Beckham Jr. They're used to these diva wide receivers, and it kind of sucks to see, especially as a rookie. He's not creating great vibes there. And I can't blame him, but as a first-year guy, you kind of got to play your role.
Yeah, I understand that. I think he's just a star.
Yeah.
And he's stuck on a team.
That sucks.
Daniel Jones, though, is playing good football.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, he has not been as bad as he was last year.
Right.
He's kind of making things happen.
He ran 2 guys over at the goal line last week.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
I like to see the fight in Daniel Jones.
Of course, yeah.
And that's why I'm taking the Giants. I think they've been able to string together more like coherent football games than the Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers won a game by 1 point last week.
Yeah.
Glad they got a win. Bryce Young not playing terrible football like he was. But I got to go with the Giants here. They just are a more competent football team.
Yeah, that D-line, too, is still good in New York. So I'm going to take them. They're going to cause Bryce Young some trouble. If he gets interior penetration, he's too short.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I go Giants by slim margin.
All right, next one.
Ooh,
Patriots Bears. This one is actually a big game.
Yes.
Because Matt Eberflus is on the hot seat.
Oh, the hottest
If they
seats.
lose this game, he's out, I think.
I think so, too.
Caleb Williams has kind of lost the locker room and also statistically is playing worse than Bryce Young right now.
Yeah.
And I know that he had a few great weeks there where it looked like he was putting things together.
Yeah.
It just feels like the team is kind of broken. And at 4-4 in that division, I don't even think they have a chance to make the playoffs regardless from here on out.
Yeah. I mean, they gotta win every game, but like 2.
Yeah. They gotta
be like
really,
11-6.
Right. And I don't think that's gonna happen. But I do think in order to kind of going into next year, I think Eberflus getting out, it would actually be a good thing for the Bears. Yeah. But at the same time, they need to build something of a culture there that feels steadfast going into next year in such a tough division. Yeah. The Patriots, Drake May's playing great. Everybody's really excited about him, but the team's 2-7. Yeah. I think, honestly, I mean, they've lost some really, really bad game. Like, they've lost to really bad teams, which ultimately is going to be good for them if they want to go get want to get like the 3rd draft pick or 2nd draft pick. I think they could do that. I'm gonna go with the Patriots here.
I really wanted to pick them here, but the thing that made me pick the Bears, despite all the crazy Eberflus stuff, they're really good at home.
Yeah, that's true.
They are really good in Chicago. So I take the Bears by like a very slim margin, but I think this is kind of like a rookie quarterback duel here. This is going to be 24-21 or something like that.
And it just feels to me like the narrative is switching where Drake May is more exciting than Caleb Williams.
A little bit,
right now. And I know that Drake May has only played 2.5 games, whatever it is. But at the same time, he's really playing a lot better than people thought. And Caleb Williams, we've got to see more of, and there's been flashes of the things that people were excited about with Caleb, but it's just not looking great.
Drake May's little ass rushed for 95 last week.
I mean, that's what he does.
That's crazy.
He's just rushing big time. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so
it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots, but I don't feel great about that pick. It just feels like vibes-wise, that's where it's headed.
And it feels like the Patriots are the kind of team that like end other teams' seasons.
And they almost did it with the Jets.
Right. That's like where you are at 2-7. You're going to get a couple wins along the way that get coaches fired and like decide other teams to start tanking.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pick the Pats, but I'm going Bears home field advantage by 3.
All right. Next.
Bills Colts.
Okay. Yeah.
I wish this, if the Colts season shook out just a little bit differently, this is a huge game.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel like they feel like one of the biggest messes in the league right now. They like went against their rookie after he made the little sub me out call to try and, all right, we got a good team. Let's play Flacco. And then they look like dog water last week.
I think the only thing that helps the Colts here is that their division doesn't look as, set in stone anymore. I think the Texans are struggling.
Yeah.
So if the Colts string together some wins, I do think they can compete maybe for that division or a wild card spot. At the same time, the Bills are just too good right now.
Yes.
I could see this being a bit of a trap game only because Joe Flacco can have those big explosive moments.
Yeah.
And I think they might be regretting a little bit playing Flacco instead of just letting AR develop. I think the NFL has shown over the past couple of years that sometimes the best way to develop a young QB is to let him sit behind a good veteran and learn.
But things are so hot there right now. If Flacco goes out and throws a first quarter pick, you could see Anthony Richardson come right in.
That's true. The only other thing that I want to make a note of is that Keon Coleman is questionable.
Yeah.
He might be hurt. If he doesn't...
Fingered himself?
What was the deal?
He's got a hurt finger. What? You almost hit me?
What was it?
I think he fingered himself and he hurt his finger.
Okay. He snapped sprain or did he break it?
I don't know. I think it broke off.
Broke off inside.
Yeah, broke off inside and he's looking for it. No, they're looking for it.
They had to fish for it. All right. They're fishing for his finger inside of him.
Amari Cooper should be back though.
Right. I just think if one or both of those guys don't play the whole game, that offense, they have to rely on the run.
Yeah.
And James Cook is good, hasn't been fantastic.
Yeah, off and on.
Jonathan Taylor can get it going.
Yeah, they forgot about him last week, which was disappointing. I don't know. There's not that big of a home field advantage, I feel like, in Indianapolis here. I like Josh Allen here.
You mean the Loud House, right? That's
the Loud House.
I'm sorry, the Loud House.
Loud House.
What are they doing with their H's and stuff?
They're like freaky Midwesterners.
Yeah, they're like Midwestern frat guys.
So. Yeah, exactly.
I like their show. I'm not hating. I think their show's cool, but the Loud House. We don't have any of that. We don't do any Hammer Down.
No, we don't do stuff like that.
We have like Mouse in the House down south and Win by a Dillion. Yeah, we have.
And then break your finger off and go fish for it. We have that now.
Right, that's a new one.
That's a brand new one.
We just came up with. So.
I think if Bengals win tonight and Bills win by a Dillion here, I think the MVP conversation is switched. I feel like that's how close it is right now between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Okay.
I think if Josh Allen throws 3-4 tutties in this game, they win by a bunch, and the Bengals end up beating the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson doesn't look perfect like he has. I think going into next week, people are like, Josh Allen's the MVP, and that's the final.
Yeah, I feel that. I think it's basically a 4-horse race now.
Yeah.
It's Jared Goff and those 3 guys that you mentioned.
I only mentioned 2.
No, you said Josh, Joe, and Lamar.
I didn't say Joe.
Oh,
I would
Joe.
never say Joe.
Okay,
that pretty boy loser.
Joe is definitely in the conversation. Statistically, for sure.
I know.
And the wild card one is Baker because he has...
And Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is in the conversation.
That's true.
For sure.
I'm going to go with the Bills here, but I think if the Colts win, it will be because of an A.D. Mitchell breakout game where Joe Flacco hits him deep twice.
Sure.
Something like that.
Made me think we should do a mid-season awards show next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good, man.
All right, next game here.
Whatever you say, dude.
I picked a lot of road games this week.
Road teams? You said road games.
Whatever, dude. Get off my case.
I'm sorry, you just haven't been perfect.
Vikings at Jacksonville.
Oh, well, they got to go with the home team here. I mean, come on.
Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play.
Oh, really?
Nope, T-Law's out.
It's Mac Jones?
I guess.
I think it is. It's Mac Jones.
And that's awesome if you're a Vikings defender. You are licking your chops. Mac Jones loves throwing picks.
Are these your chops?
I don't know. These maybe?
Where are your chops?
I thought maybe these are your chops.
I think it's, I'm licking. No,
I'm licking licking the inside of my thighs.
I think your teeth are the chops because you're licking your chops. Like,
my choppers?
Yeah. Because that's what chops food.
It's choppers.
You chop your food.
Is it licking your chops?
No, it's chops for sure.
I think chops are inside of your thighs.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm licking my chops. That's impossible.
No,
it's not impossible, but it's like
feline style.
Yeah. You got to remove one of your ribs. Sometimes.
I got the Vikings here by a cribillion.
I got the Vikings, but not by a billion or whatever.
With Mac Jones?
Mac Jones, but you remember what he did his first year? He was great.
Got fat.
What do you mean?
He got fat.
But he was so good.
Yeah, whatever.
He was great.
With Belichick.
Yeah, but still.
Doug Pete is down there in Jacksonville.
I get it. I'm just saying they've not been that bad. They almost came back and won last week.
Yeah, but they're 2-7, and the Vikings are really good. You believed in them more than I've believed in them.
I do, but I'm saying they're on the road and they've been good. I just don't think the Jags are as bad as their record shows.
That's
right
fair.
Now. And I mean, going into the year, I said they were a train wreck, and I thought they were going to be terrible. I just think they've been playing better than I thought they would at this point in the season.
But I think that's on the back of Trevor Lawrence. And I think Sam Darnold goes down there, gets a little sun in him, gets a little Florida sunshine. And I think Justin Jefferson goes berserk in this game. He's leading the league in receiving yards right now. Mm-hmm. And they've had their bye already, which is crazy.
And it seems like Addison kind of stopped his whole diva thing where he was like, free me.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Well, when you're 6-2, you can kind of shut up. You're like, oh, all right, I'll try and win the Super Bowl, I guess.
Yeah, try to win the Super Bowl, all right, Jordan Addison.
Go Vikings.
Vikings win this one. Next.
Boom, Broncos, Chiefs. That's a huge spread.
The only stat that is interesting in this one, because I think right now this is a bad matchup for the Broncos. The Chiefs just they're like good in all the areas they have to be to beat the Broncos right now. You got a rookie QB against Patrick Mahomes. It's not a good look for the Broncos going into this. Is that most 8-0 teams, and I don't know the exact stat, lose their 9th game. It's like
that's bizarre.
It's like almost every 8-0 team loses their 9th game.
So you're going Denver?
No, I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Say Denver.
I'm not doing that.
All right.
We're gonna come on. I would be shocked if the Broncos win this game. Yeah. I think if the matchup was better on the 9th game, I would be inclined to pick that team to upset the Chiefs here. I just don't think the Broncos can do it.
Let's play a fun game.
Okay.
One player in the NFL you could add to the Broncos right now that wins them this game. Can be anybody.
Patrick Mahomes. That's easy.
So you take them off.
Well, yeah, because then who's got
who's their backup?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So it's Wentz versus Mahomes.
Yeah.
And
great call, dude.
Mahomes is thrown to Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. Great call.
I like that.
Wow. I was thinking Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
This is I want to say it's enticing. The Broncos defense, besides getting absolutely walloped last week, has been playing really good. Even after giving up 41 last week, they're still like top 7. It's a good defense. Bo Nix surprises me almost every week I watch him with some throws. I think this is a little closer than 9 points, but the Chiefs really looked like they took another step last week. Kareem Hunt started running through holes that I hadn't seen there for running backs.
He's questionable this week, though.
That's big. Pacheco's got to be due to come off IR soon.
I don't think so. I think he's out for. They said he might come back for the playoffs. I thought.
Damn!
I think it's bad.
But with the D-Hop emergence, I don't know. This Chiefs offense looked like it took another big step, regardless if Kareem plays or not. I think with D-Hop's presence there, the run game becomes easier for all those backups. I got Chiefs, but I'll take them by 7.
Yeah, this spread is weird because have the Chiefs even won one game by more than 9 this year?
It's a great question.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They win a lot of close games.
Yeah.
They went to overtime with the Bucs last week. I mean, it was like the best game they played all season, and they went to overtime with the Bucs, who don't have their 2 biggest receivers. So it's a little weird, but same. Yeah, Chiefs for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've not been disagreeing much today, and I don't think it's going to start now.
I know. That's why when you said there were a lot of good games this week, I'm like, yeah, but a lot of clear-cut games.
Yeah, but that's when you go into a week like this, 3 of these 2-7 teams are going to win. Like the Pats could win, the Saints could win, and the Panthers could win, and you won't be that surprised.
Yeah, I still got to take the Falcons here.
Oh, yeah, it is a sell the ship, get out of town, shut it down, board it up till next season vibe in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I've never seen... I'm almost happy I'm a Browns fan sometimes when I look at shit like the Saints.
Yeah.
Win your first 2 games, and then 7 weeks later, you trade Lattimore.
Yeah.
That is sad. For that to happen, the only way that happens is that you lose 7 straight and Derek Carr gets hurt.
And Derek Carr threw the ball onto the highway last game, and Chris Olave was driving too fast in the wrong lane. And that is they call it a hospital ball for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's getting a lot of hate for that.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think could save the Saints here is the interim coach game. The first game with an interim coach, they usually win it.
You get fired up for that, but I love the Falcons vibes right now, and I think, I don't know, can the Falcons win 12 games this year?
I don't think so. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the Saints for that reason. I want to disagree with you once. I'm going to take the Saints to win this one. Just in a weird game.
Sure.
I don't think the Falcons are quite as good as their record suggests, and I don't think the Saints are good at all, but I think that they have a little fire under them.
Pretty sure the Pope tweeted about the Saints today. Like the actual team.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I was going to say he tweets about Saints all the time.
Well, right. I'm pretty sure he tweeted about the New Orleans Saints today.
And what'd he say?
What is it? Who Day? Something like that?
Who Day? That's what that's a Bengals thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he doesn't know ball. He doesn't know ball.
Pope doesn't know ball.
All right, disagreement here. I got Falcons by 10.
Oh, okay.
Hit me.
Next.
Oh, Niners Bucks.
This
what a
is
ball
actually
game.
a great game.
Probably the best in the 1 o'clock slate. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and forth on this one. I had the Bucks at home, but then I crossed them out and went with the Niners, just kind of on the off the bye week vibes of CMC coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to win this one. I just believe in that team way more than the Bucks right now. Although the Niners have been hurt all year, the Bucks are hurt right now, and I think after playing overtime, against the Chiefs, that's going to take a lot out of you. You end up losing that game.
Yeah.
I think Baker's going to continue to play great. He's got the most touchdowns in the NFL of any QB right now, but
kind of feels like a season depender here. Like the Bucks need this one.
The Niners need this one too, though.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Niners have to start their comeback now.
2 starved dogs fighting each other in a cage match.
And that's why I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
But I think the Niners are going to take this one, especially if CMC is truly back like getting a lot of carries.
Yes.
Who knows? They could gradually kind of work him in.
10, 12.
But I love that. I mean, I don't love that team. Like, I root against them, but I think they're a great team who's just underperformed because of injury. So
totally.
Yeah, give me the Niners.
Give me them too.
All right.
Steelers Commanders, another great game. Wow, why can't one of get these later in the day?
I know this has to be in the second slate at least, but this is the toughest. This is the toughest game of the week to call for sure.
I took the Steelers. I don't really know why.
It's a bummer, 'cause I took the Steelers too, but I did it by numbers.
They traded for Mike Williams. He's going to probably get thrown in or not. I don't even know. Late in the week. But that's another guy that can catch a moon ball, which seems like the whole offense is they're just letting Russell Wilson effectively punt down the field with his arm to wide receivers, and Pickens can grab most of those. I don't know. There's just, of course, I have to believe in the Commanders statistically up until this point. Like, they are a great offensive scheme. They're 7-2, but they're still throwing to some like pretty questionable guys. And I feel like Jaden Daniels is really good. Obviously, teams want to keep him in the pocket because he's so good at scrambling. And he's really great in the pocket, and he's really great on his first couple reads. But if anybody can really disturb him, it's TJ Watt.
Yeah.
I have the Steelers defense kind of forcing the first real uncomfortable game here for Jaden.
Mm.
And Russell playing another good game on the road against a defense that doesn't really scare me. I know they're flying around, but yeah, I don't know. I picked Pittsburgh here on experience alone, pretty much.
I basically went points per game versus opponents' points per game, and the Steelers are second in opponents' points per game, and they're 13th in points per game.
Okay.
And the Commanders are third in points per game and 11th in opponents' points per game.
Uh-huh.
But the Steelers have not allowed like 34 the whole season.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's like, they might have allowed 34 in one game.
Yeah.
But they've been holding every team who scores a lot to not a lot, even if they have lost. You know, they've lost 2 games. But I just kind of feel like they're going to be able to contain it enough. And also, the last 3 games for the Steelers are the most points they've scored all season.
Yeah.
Because their offense has been more alive with Russell Wilson. So I just kind of see that the trends here are going to benefit the Steelers in a tough matchup. Although I believe in the Commanders more maybe down the line during the season, I think right now it looks like the Steelers are going to be able to score enough to beat the Commanders and hold them, specifically that explosive offense. They'll be able to contain that a lot.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing Mike Tomlin's going to get his dick washed by a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, Dan Quinn's been coaching the hell out of that team, though, and there's been a lot of games that I thought, this is where the Commanders are going to trip up, and they don't.
I've probably picked against the Commanders 5 times this year.
Right. I believe in them a lot, and I could see this going the other way, but for now, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think they're better coached, better defense, and their offense is trending upwards. Yep. So, yeah.
Sad to agree with you there, pal.
All right.
Next game. oh, big time game.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Chargers are trending up in a big way. Justin Herbert's even snuck his way into some MVP conversations.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is really, really awesome at quarterback.
Yeah.
I love watching him play. He throws a beautiful ball. Titans, I don't want to watch Mason Rudolph play, so I probably won't be tuning into this one. I take Chargers by like 15.
Oh, yeah. Chargers by 25.
25 Dillion?
Yeah, 25 Dillion.
Yeah. Alternate spread, 25 points.
I looked at this one and was like, ooh, well, wait, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, the Chargers look really, really good, especially. I mean, these are two teams with good defenses, but that's about the only interesting thing happening here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Harbaugh!
Yeah, let's go Chargers next.
Jets Cardinals, an insanely hard game to pick as shown by its spread.
Yeah. I basically went by this. Who have the Cardinals beaten so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Cardinals beat the Niners and the Rams,
Mm-hmm.
and they've lost games to inexperienced quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing happening with the Cardinals. They are impossible to predict in general. I kind of just feel like they've been really good against those older, more traditional offenses.
Yeah.
And been bad against the unpredictable.
That's a good point.
So to me, I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. It just, I don't know. There's something about that offense that feels like they can get something going against the Jets. And I don't think the Jets are going to be able to do much against a weirdly decent Cardinals defense.
Yeah.
So.
Oddly enough, the defense has been playing well. I like the Cards here too. I really like James Conner. I like how Kyler has like kind of scrapped together these games. He's playing like smarter in the second half than he usually does. And we are at that point in the season. New Call of Duty's come out. In the past like 3 years, whenever a new Call of Duty comes out, Kyler Murray's stats tank.
Oh, yeah, because he gets obsessed with it.
He's addicted to COD.
Uh-huh.
And he's addressed that. He said, not this year. He said, I'm grown.
Right.
So this is a big game to prove it. You go out and beat Aaron Rodgers' ass at home. I don't care if he's 49. It still feels really good, and this team is trending up. They're kind of like the team atop a division right now that no one believes in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like them and the Steelers are kind of like everybody's waiting for the last shoe to fall.
Right.
Sure. But yeah, I got Cardinals here, and I think that's it. I think Aaron Rodgers quits after this game.
He quits, huh?
Yeah, I think he'll quit.
Yeah.
He's probably got a cabinet position to fill, so.
Right, yeah. And Arizona was one of the battleground states, and it'll be a battleground state again this Sunday at 4:25 p.m. You can catch that probably on YouTube TV. So.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go with the Cards.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Night game. Nope, not quite. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, that old classic rivalry. The Eagles are not 3-6.
They're not 3-6.
That is our bad.
Yep.
They are in the opposite.
Yeah, are they 6-3
they're
or
6-3?
5-3? Okay, they're 6-3.
Eagles are playing great ball, despite their Fugaz record that we are displaying to you. The Cowboys have sold the farm. Jerry Jones traded for Jonathan Mingo at an exciting trade deadline deal.
Yeah.
He gave up more for him than like anybody gave up for any other good wide receiver, which is crazy.
And starting quarterback Cooper Rush.
Yeah, probably for at least a quarter.
No, I mean, they're saying they're sticking with him. I can't believe it. I was like, just play Trey Lance.
I know why.
Why?
It's because Jerry Jones is racist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that could be a big part of it.
Okay.
And he's excited to play a white quarterback, good or bad.
Do you think that's really it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sucks. Eagles by a cribillion. Jalen Hurts is balling right now. Saquon's won his third NFC Player of the Week award already this season. A.J. Brown's going to be back. Devontae Smith missed practice this week. Might not play. Probably doesn't need to. If he's questionable or something, I'm not playing him in this game.
Yeah, but this is just like, I agree with that, but this is divisional.
I know.
mean, there's something there, you know?
If Dak was playing, I'd give it a lot more credence.
Yeah, totally. I
But
feel that. Because
going in
when
there-
Dak's not there, it's like their run game is so bad that you, like, I don't know what you even do on offense.
Like we say every week, we're like, oh, Cowboys are going to get down early, and then Dak will mount a comeback. He can unlock CD in the second half. That's not going to happen here. They're going to get up early, and then they can milk the game away with Saquon. And the Cowboys are like the least physical team in the NFL. And Cooper Rush isn't leading shit to a fucking toilet.
Right.
let alone a comeback against Philly and Sirianni and the boys.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has been playing out of his mind.
I know.
Too,
he's been great to watch.
Yeah, I got to give it to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I wish this was a more exciting game.
Me too.
It looked so much more exciting in like week 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a game you always look forward to. These two teams hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it can't happen without Dak. Eagles.
Mm-hmm. I go with the Eagles getting their 4th win of the season. All right, next.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This game is a game that looks a lot better on paper than I think it's going to be.
Oh, yeah. Lions are going to win by 20.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think so, because I really do like C.J. Stroud, but we have to start wondering if he's in a sophomore slump or if it's comeback of the year.
I mean, they're 6-3, so if they
but they're playing pretty bad right now, and that O-line is struggling.
The O-line sucks.
And they got Big Z over there.
Big Z. Shout out to Darius. Thank you for your work you did in Cleveland. I'm glad you get to go compete in Detroit, and you get a big shot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Great journeyman. Was playing good ball this year. I think he's a great addition. That's someone that, the thing about adding like a D lineman like that, like an edge, they could throw him in on practice, walk him through on Saturday, just make sure he's got the right uniform, and you don't have to like teach him scheme that much.
Not really, and also that I think it's like really timely that they're getting him before this game because that has been CJ's problem is too much pressure, getting sacked too much.
And they haven't been able to do shit without Aiden.
Right.
So this is, it's right on time.
And because the Lions are winning a lot, pass rush is important when you're winning.
Yeah.
To continue to not let them get back in the game. Totally. And I really think that that's going to help them a lot this week. But that defense has been playing just great in general.
Yeah, allowing like 18.5 points a game. Like really good. They're like a decimal behind the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the Chiefs defense, everybody's like, they put the fear of God into you. But the Chiefs don't produce a lot of sacks. They just have like Trent McDuffie on the outside, great corner. They have really good linebackers with Tranquil and the other guy. But the Lions, amazing safeties, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph.
And Brian Branch, I wish I got to talk about that in the power rankings. Yeah. Ridiculous ejection.
You think so?
Yes.
I thought that was right.
I don't think he should have been ejected. He should have been definitely penalized. The penalty was there, but I don't get the ejection in that one.
I saw it. Right as it happened, I was like, oh, they're going to throw him out. And I was watching with someone else, and they were like, they do that? And I was like, yeah, he like led in with his helmet. Yeah. I was watching with Grant, and I was like kind of explaining the rule. I was like, yeah, he led with his helmet. He's a defenseless guy with the ball. It's an away game, or like it's a rivalry game. They don't want things to get even more heated, whatever. Like I think if you leave Brian Branch in that game, he's going to get blindside blocked 2 plays later. It was almost like a good thing. Like, all right, that was a bad play. And it was a call from New York. Like the refs in the game didn't even call it. They were just like, illegal, get him out.
Yeah, but even the announcers were like, I don't get that. And I mean, I don't know. That's how I thought about it. But
I think the Texans have a really good chance in this game if Will Anderson and Nico Collins can come back.
Yeah, I don't think Nico's back yet. I'm not sure.
They're projected him points in fantasy. He's reactivated, but it's just a matter of him getting through practice healthy. It'll be like a game time decision. They'll go through his warm-ups and see if he's feeling all right. Yeah. And Will Anderson missing... Like, they can't lose him. He has to play.
Yeah, and C.J. Stroud only targeted 3 receivers last week.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's really bad. It was Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell.
Robert Woods, Bobby Trees.
Right. It's just not...
Old-ass Bobby Trees.
Yeah, and he has to spread the ball around more. He's just not getting time in the pocket to figure shit out, and I don't think this is going to be a game where he does. If Nico's there, we're kind of seeing right now when Nico and CJ are on the same field, that's when the Texans are great. And so we'll see.
Yeah, it's weird to think that it's a team that we thought like was really the Monstars in the beginning of the season is like that's just what injuries do like to teams. Like they are really struggling right now. They don't have much of an identity outside of Joe Mixon being great, like having a bit of a resurgence season. But yeah, they got to get healthy and get healthy quick. If Anderson and Collins play, I'll say it's a toss-up game. Mm-hmm. If neither of those guys or one of those guys doesn't play, I think Lions win by 2 possessions. So.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Lions regardless of if Nico plays. So,
same.
Yeah.
All right, on to Monday night. Little babies. The Dolphins versus the Rams.
Yeah, a game that looked so great going into the season. Yeah. And it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I think if the Dolphins lose this game, their season is 100% over.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are part of that crazy NFC West this year where all the teams are basically even. And I think the Rams take this one. I could see the Dolphins mounting something. And honestly, Here's the reason is the Dolphins are a great team on offense when Tua's playing. And, are you crossing out the Rams and picking the Dolphins? You know who the Rams lost to? Was the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are like that too. They have an explosive offense. They can get it going. But Puka's there. Cooper's back. And Stafford, when he's playing, like when he has weapons, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
I trust him and I trust Sean McVay. So
the Dolphins are 4 points away from being a 4-4 team, just like the Rams right now.
Right.
And in the last 2 weeks, I really like their run game. Obviously, that's like what's allowed them to be explosive in the past. They ran the ball like crazy last week. I had the Rams circled. I'm switching for competition's sake because we agreed on a lot of games here. Tua played lights out last week. They want it. They don't want their season to be over 9 weeks in. I think it's really hard to go into McVay's house and shit on his couch.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy to do that. He's got a lot of security, Ring doorbells, and a couple Dobermans.
Yeah, that's kind of off topic. I mean, I know that you were trying to do that a couple weeks ago, but does that have something to do with the game?
What?
You tried to go shit on Sean McVay's couch?
Yeah, well, it's kind of what, McDaniels is trying to do this week, metaphorically speaking.
Right, but that was physically.
I know, and I got bit up by the dogs, and Puka chased me out.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But luckily,
and then he punched you in the helmet, too.
Luckily, I'm a lot faster than him. So.
Right, they ejected him from Sean McVay's house, though.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins here. They have the talent to win this game. Tua played great.
They kept Tyreek, so that signifies
they want it.
They want to win.
Yeah.
They want to keep going. They're not trying to rebuild. They're not trying to hang it up for the season.
No.
And they're in a division where, if you win 3 games in a row, you're in second place. And, I mean, that's how it goes. So
yeah, give me the Dolphins. I think that'll be a fun game.
I'm going to go with the Rams. But, there's a lot of great games this week.
No Browns. No Browns. No Browns.
So let us know who you think's going to win each game. And we got power rankings coming out on Tuesday. Should have some other videos on this channel. And we should have one on Unlimited tomorrow.
Bang!
New merch on copes.shop and the Patreon, all that stuff linked in description. Thank you guys so much for watching Cheap Seats. And as always,
go Browns.
Go Browns and go Lions.
And go Cavs.
Yeah. All right, Tony, roll it.
Ooga booga. Ooga booga.